hey, did you know that if you mistreat your kids and then do something nice, that something nice is going to be even better?
It's like, hey, if you hit your kid and the next day you don't hit them, they're going to be real happy about not getting hit.
Unethical pro tips.
All right, let's get into it.
Originally, I was looking for like questionable or like criminal life hacks. Just stuff, kind of like the committing tax fraud thing. Like, hey, did you guys know that if you just don't pay your taxes, you can save money? But I ended up settling on unethical pro tips. First one, we're gonna look at parenting unethical pro tips. So Mel, maybe you can't relate to this one.
I cannot. I have 3 cats, and that's the extent of responsibility that I have. That involves sort of looking over and nurturing a young life.
I got a 4-year-old in my life, and I probably employed some of these unethical hacks, and maybe I will go on to gaslight my child a little more.
Yeah, maybe you could start like a parenting class. You know how I have that. You know how I have that alpha male podcast on the side where I teach kids how to be an alpha male.
Yeah, right.
I say, hey, young kids, start telling your moms to shut up. You know how I do that once a week. You could be doing that, but you could say, hey, young parents. Here's a nice pro tip. Gaslight your child.
Yeah. Do you know if you beat their children, they're way less likely to do that thing again?
And then you could make millions of dollars. You host webinars, and you get books ghostwritten for you, and you get arrested for an inevitable child abuse case.
Well, then let's take a look at some of the entries that are going to be in my upcoming TED Talk.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
So this is very mild, and I've already employed this one, but basically, your kid always wants to be helpful. So, employ that against them for your own benefit.
Of course, naturally.
If you lost something or you need something fetched, you make it a game.
You see a kid, I see free labor.
Yeah.
That's just the alpha male grind set. Always find ways to delegate tasks to other people. In this case, I'm delegating the task being going to getting a beer to my free laborer being the child that is going to get me a beer.
Yes.
My car keys, my wallet, and the love that you and that me and your mother once had. Don't come back until you find those 3 things.
I don't know if I've ever employed that.
I'll keep them busy for a while.
If I leave my earbuds in the other room, I'll have her go get them. If I drop something on the floor, I'll have her pick it up. She always loves to be helpful. All right, I try to get her to help me do dishes sometimes.
It's a win-win, dude. Because kids do like being helpful.
Yes.
They like being able to like help their parents out with shit. I don't even think that's like unethical or anything. That's just cute.
Very mildly unethical.
Yeah. It's like, your kid saw you do the dishes, and so you give the kid like a cup to wipe down or whatever. Like that's fun, and they feel like they're a part of the family unit.
Yeah, I'd have her hand me things out of the dishwasher so I wouldn't need to walk back and forth. Easy stuff like that.
Yeah, I see nothing. I actually think that's fostering and nurturing a healthy relationship with your kid. I see nothing unethical.
And I'll say, hey, go give me a Kleenex. And she'll run across the room and get it for me. And I've been criticized for that by my partner. And I say, hey, listen, I feed her, I bathe her, I get her dressed in time. All she's doing is just repaying.
And she's got to earn those things.
She doesn't have to earn them. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, listen, she can do a couple things for me. It could be a mutually beneficial thing here.
If like the kid like genuinely doesn't care, it's like if I say, son, can you go fetch me a tissue? And in my son's mind, my son just goes, I am helping dad.
Yeah.
Like it's a win-win.
Of course.
I get my tissue and my kid, gets to believe for a single fleeting moment that I actually care about. So.
All right. Well, going forward, we're going to get more unethical.
I wish that I could ask my cats to go fetch me things, dude.
Yeah.
I wish that I could snap my fingers and my cats would like bring me like an Arizona tea or something. That'd be really cool. But
you had to get a dog to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, my cats, I could ask. I do things for them all day.
Let's look at this list from ranker.com. This says 20 evil parenting hacks that we absolutely do not recommend using.
What the fuck kind of list is this? Hey, here's 20 things
you shouldn't do.
A detailed explanation of how to do each one. Now, don't do it. This list of things that we're putting out for you in numerical order, do not do them.
Planting the seed in your mind, but don't do it.
You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I know what you're doing.
And we won't look at all 20, but I picked a couple gems out of here. So this first one is make Easter fun for you too. Get blackout drunk before you hide the kids' Easter eggs. Finding them the next day will be fun for you too, since you won't remember where they are.
No, dude. First of all, that just results in weeks later finding eggs in various places. And also, dude, I promise you that if I'm getting Easter eggs, and then I'm getting blackout drunk, dude, I'm gonna wake up 16 hours later with those eggs still on the kitchen counter. They're not me or the eggs are not going anywhere.
This one fails to consider that you've already ruined Easter because you're going to sleep through the entire day and be hungover for the remainder.
Oh, this quick 5-minute craft. And like it's like, oh, we should do that. But you're not going to, because it's really more trouble than it's worth. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, dude, we'll get blackout drunk so we don't know where the Easter eggs are. But then you wake up the next day, the eggs haven't been moved and you feel like shit.
Your kids just don't get Easter because you slept through it.
Yeah, I get the appeal. I understand how that'd be like a funny little bit, but it feels more like a stand-up routine than it does an actual idea.
Now, if only you had like the neuralizer from Men in Black or something. You just seamlessly wipe your memory.
How many times in life have I said, if only I had the neuralizer from Men in Black? I mean, that's come up multiple times since childhood. I've been like, if only I had that.
Okay, next up, it's another holiday one.
Oh, wow.
Give your kids a bag of coal for Christmas this year. When they cry, just tell them Santa is wrong and you'll get it sorted out. Once the shops are open, buy what they ask for. They'll think you're a legend and Santa is a jerk. You'll also get the presents for half price.
First of all, not how pricing works. They're not Valentine's chocolates.
That's true.
Like,
every toy is now half off.
Yeah, those toys have a shelf life of like 400 years, man. Like, they're not going anywhere. All your kids are going to do is wake up Christmas morning and
be crushed.
Never forgive you. Dude, years later, when you get put into a hospital, into like a nursing home at the first sign of mental decline, you're gonna remember all those years ago when you got blackout drunk on Easter, and in that same year, gave your kids coal for Christmas so you could save a quick buck.
Yeah, that was a bad year for them.
Yeah, it was a bad 10 years for them, dude. When you got blackout drunk every Easter.
If you want your kids to think that you're a legend on Christmas, either just remove Santa from the equation entirely, or just be like, here's some from Santa, here's some from me. And I got you the better ones.
Yeah, I got you the better presents. That's all you got to do.
Santa got you one of the things that you wanted, but I got you the fucking 400-piece Lego Millennium Falcon.
Like, yeah, exactly. Just don't, I mean, if you want to seem like a legend in your kids' eyes, dude, just make sure they know that you're the one buying them toys fucking once a year. I don't know.
You can even do an even softer thing and just say, Santa missed our house entirely, and now all you have are all the presents I got you. No reason to give your kids coal and make them cry for a day while you go fix it tomorrow.
Exactly, because this plan, requires at least one full day of feeling like shit. Like your kids being horrifically depressed. Like if it was like oh no, and then like 10 minutes later, it's like, here you go. That'd be bad, but better. But like we're talking 24 hours of misery.
This is basically like, hey, did you know that if you mistreat your kids and then do something nice, that something nice is going to be even better?
It's like, hey, if you hit your kid and the next day you don't hit them, they're going to be real happy about not getting hit.
You can prepare your kids for social media by putting their artwork on the fridge and writing a bunch of mean comments underneath.
I feel like an independent freelancer got hired by ranker.com to just like tell a bunch of jokes.
Apparently,
these are all jokes.
Apparently, these are all like community driven. Like people upvoted these.
See, here's the thing. These all come off as just kind of like someone's tight vibe. like, hey guys, thanks for coming out tonight. So, my kids are in elementary school now, and they're kind of getting to that age where they're expressing themselves, and they're kind of being more social. And so, us, we grew up in the social media age, right, guys? And so I thought, what? I grew up without any preparation for social media. So I've decided to prepare my kids for social media. Every drawing that they make, I put it up on the fridge, and then I leave a bunch of hate comments I write little scribbles on it. Be like, your art fucking sucks, idiot.
Bunch of slurs
And
down
hey,
there too.
man, yeah. I give him the whole shebang. That sounds like somebody's like tight five.
Uh-huh. This is some real parenting advice.
It's real parenting advice that you shouldn't take. You're encouraged to avoid.
Listen, you could prepare your kids for the harsh world of social media by telling them that, like, you know, really your opinion is what matters. And all these people are going to say negative things regardless, but really they're just anonymous voices. And, you know, people act a certain way when they're anonymous that they wouldn't normally otherwise. And the world's not really this cruel. And you just got to think, am I happy? Well, that's all that really matters. No, instead, you just write a bunch of slurs on their artwork and slap it on the fridge.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's just, I mean, dude, this list is like the equivalent of like a CIA going to a very troubled person's house and saying, here's a gun, don't use it.
All right, next up, we've got another holiday-related one. Before age 5, tell your children about the Tooth Fairy and how she places curses on bad kids that slowly make their teeth fall out. Begin telling your children about the evil Tooth Fairy and how she looks for kids who lie and act bad when their parents aren't looking. When she finds one, she places a curse on the kid that slowly causes their teeth to fall out. When it starts to happen, act scared and tell them that they start acting extra good, their teeth will grow back bigger and stronger.
This one's fucked up, man. This is not okay.
Yeah.
Like,
you know that naturally occurring thing where kids' teeth fall out and grow back? What if we gaslight our kids about that?
What if we make them think that they're cursed?
We could emotionally manipulate our children for the greater good.
Yeah, what greater good? Like, oh, my kid behaves a little bit better out of fear. I don't plan on having any, but you know, one day I might change my mind and I might say, you know, I do want kids. I would say that as a parent, one of the biggest kind of like dynamics that you would like to achieve is having your kid trust you. And also protecting your kid. Now, I think about that, and then I think about the situation in which I tell my child, hey, bad little boys and girls get cursed by a tooth fairy, and all your fucking teeth are gonna fall out if you're a bad kid. And then, of course, naturally it happens. My kids' teeth start falling out, and they're like, does this mean I'm a bad kid? And I'm like, yes. But if you fix your shit, maybe it'll grow back. And then they do. And so they believe me. And then one day, they're going to find out that that's not true. You know, Santa, at least they were getting presents the whole time. Tooth Fairy, what? You think a couple quarters over the course of years is going to save my reputation? No, dude. My kids are never calling me again. They're going to go no contact the second they turn 18.
I wouldn't blame them.
I wouldn't either if I did that shit.
Next up, we've got, when buying a cat for your young kids, get one that is all black or white. That way, when it passes, you can replace it easily without your kids even knowing.
Dude, first of all, it's fucked up, and I think that actually animals are a great way to introduce the concept of death to your children.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I think that like a family pet dying, although it's a very sad thing. Like, it kind of helps your kids understand that like death is a real thing, and it kind of gives them a way to connect it to their lives, other than like a family member passing or whatever. But also, the kids can tell. Like, this is fucked up to do in the first place. I remember there was a Reddit, Am I the Asshole, where a guy replaced his girlfriend's cat with a more well-behaved cat.
What did he do with the old cat? Did he bludgeon it to death with a hammer?
Yeah, he took it out back and swung. I don't know. But I have an all-black cat.
Yep,
if somebody replaced my cat with another cat, I would notice immediately.
Yeah, that's what they're leaving out of the equation here.
Kids are more perceptive than one would think. People think kids are dumb and stupid and not perceptive at all. Kids are perceptive. They will recognize when things have changed.
Yeah, basically, if you do this, you're missing out on that whole concept of death thing. And you're also missing the fact that cats have personalities and quirks and such, and they don't always adjust to a new environment right away. You can't just fucking throw another cat in its place and be like, well, everything's back to normal.
You just do this like the kid's whole life. You're just stuck in this bit, and so it's just like, yeah, our cat's 45.
I can't believe Snowball lived to 50 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Subscribe for more videos and shorts from The Long Couch. Follow the link in the description below to stream full episodes on Spotify. And keep up with Carl and Mel on Instagram and Twitter.